All right. Hey guys, it's Tiffany. We're here for Free Tarot Friday. It's Friday again. Glad to see everybody. I hope you're prepared for a good weekend. Let's see what the cards have to say for you. If you're new here, we're just going to go through every sign in the zodiac. So Aries all the way through Pisces. So everybody gets a reading. You can watch for your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. You can watch for your boyfriend or girlfriend if you want, your kids. But mainly, we just kind of set the intention in the Wise Skies prayer field that you get some practical advice, some guidance that would be useful for you to have clarity for your weekend. All right. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you in here. Just shuffling and clearing the deck for Aries, and we'll get started with Aries. One of these days we'll do it backwards, but for now we're going in order so I don't miss anybody. Hey, Alyssa. Welcome, Maddie, if you come in. All right. So let's see. Okay. Here we go for Aries. All right. This looks like a pretty fun little reading for you guys. We've got the Fool in reverse next to the World right side up, okay? So the Fool in reverse, it feels like, and then we've got also the Two of Cups here. So I just feel like you have an opportunity just to kind of be in that foolish love, in that like childlike wonder, in that state of just really enjoying being in love, that feeling of like being in love with love is what I would say. Okay, and so that can be kind of like warning signal, but it can also just be fun, right? So I would say just let it be fun. So don't take it yourself so seriously, Aries. Just be willing to be in love with love right now. And if you're super furious at your partner, or if the people in your life aren't doing what you want them to do, or if outside circumstances are harshing your mellow, just find something to go be in love with. You know, it could be as simple as a rescue kitten. It could be as great as falling in love with your own partner again. It could be as miraculous as falling in love with your higher self, with your own self. But this idea of being in love with love is kind of what I see for you, Aries. It feels like there's maybe you've been in a relationship that has had a lot of judgment, or some harsh words have flown around. We've got the King of Swords, we've got the Ten of Cups reversed, we've got the Judgment card, and it's like maybe you've been in battle in some way, either how you relate to yourself or how you relate to other people has kind of been like for a while. Maybe there's even been some anxiety about it. So it's like, how can you put the swords down and just be in love with love? All right. Clearing for Aries, Taurus. Camden, thank you. You're so pretty too. I love it. I appreciate that. Hi, Elodie. Looking forward to good news too. All right. Hi, Yasmin. Good to see you in here. Awesome. I just shuffled them the wrong way. So we're clearing for Taurus. Let's get some information for Taurus and practical insights that they could use for their weekend. Clearing for Taurus. Y'all, I'm at the verge of having to get a new deck because I've shuffled these so much. They're kind of shaping in the way that I shuffle. Okay. Marilyn, hi from Laguna Niguel. Nice. It sounds exotic. Hi from 112 degrees Texas. All right. Clearing for Taurus. That one wanted to fall out. Okay, Taurus. Something's happening fast. Let's see what that is. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. I'm going to pull this one out for a moment. But this is the one that wanted to stick out, Taurus. So something's happening quickly. It's right around the corner. You can't believe it's Friday again. You can't believe it's the middle of July. You can't believe, you know what I mean? It's like so fast. It's already here. School's back in session. Stores are opening. Whatever it is, there's something that's happening that may have caught you off guard a little bit. It might be something that a trip you've been planning that you wanted to go on for a long time. It could be a business venture that you've been waiting to launch. It could be kids going off to college, stuff like that. It's just this idea of somebody going on a type of an adventure. It doesn't have to be a physical one, right? We're living in a time when travel is not as prolific as it used to be, but this is the card of travel. So I would say, again, maybe that idea of people going off to university, people leaving the nest, people changing their way of life, like they've been talking about moving, and all of a sudden, whatever this big trip is, you know, it's like right around the corner from you, and you might decide to stay, okay? So you might, this is walk away and don't look back. Okay, so you might decide to stay, Taurus. You might say no to this big adventure you've been waiting for. And it's going to take all the strength and courage that you have to stick with it. But something does not feel right to you, and so I want you to honor that. Okay? Let's see. Hi, Danielle. Camden, are you an Aries? I didn't know that about you. And Teresa, Jenny, hi. Marilyn is asking, are they for sun, moon, rising, or just sun? I say any of it, you know. A lot of the readers I watch, they do for sun, moon, rising, so I put it out there, and it's kind of a way to cover your bases. So if I read your sun sign and that doesn't feel good, it doesn't resonate at all, maybe the moon sign will, maybe the rising sign will. You know, not all of the readings resonate 100% of the time. My intention is they resonate for the people that do watch, okay? So that's just my personal hope, but that's my spiel on that. Hi, Kristen from Norway. Awesome. Yay, Aries sun for you, Camden. Nice. Okay, we're in Gemini right now. All right. So similar to the Taurus reading, which I like paused because it set me aback because I have some Taurus in mind that I'm like, oh, interesting. So for Gemini, you've got a Two of Swords that is, this is a decision. It's kind of a difficult decision, or it feels like a difficult decision because it feels like a decision that comes at a cost. It doesn't feel like there's a win-win available. And so you're kind of stuck. You're kind of feeling like you can't do anything about it. And it's that can be a very heavy feeling. In fact, I think there's some heartbreak going on. We've got this Three of Swords here coupled with the Six of Wands, which is about moving forward. So it's like, I think there was a decision that needed to be made and you didn't feel like you could do anything about it. You might have stalled so long that the decision might have been made for you in a way. And that this idea that things were going forward and then that there's also kind of a setback, that they're not happening the way that you had in mind, can just feel hurty, you know. It can feel painful, like it can feel like a bummer, you know. So let's see if we can get some clarification for our Geminis. You know, Gemini, it's like, just give it a rest. We've got all of these desires and these wants and this ability to, like, you've got this vast mental ability, a lot of stuff in your resources, a lot of tools in your toolbox, but really this is a time to just rest, because it's almost like you feel like you've made some effort in vain in some ways, and it would have been a lot easier to not go through that whole process if it wasn't going to work out. So it's like, let's take a rest while the harvest is coming in. You can't plant the seed and water and expect the sun and just, you know, you have to just plant the seed and then rest. So get clear on what seeds you're planting right now, because maybe the last one just didn't go as expected, and that's okay. You know, setbacks and delays during this recent Mercury retrograde period are blessings in disguises. They often don't feel like them, you know. Gemini Tammy's filing for a divorce. Teresa's liking the accuracy, thank you. And Rissa is also confused by Taurus. Yeah, Rissa, I don't know. Love or money, I don't know what it is, but it does look like you're deciding to not go forward with something. And we'll just see what that is. We don't know, you know. That's what the private readings are for, right? So we can geek out on that later. We're clearing now for Cancer. What do our Cancers need to hear? Before I move on, I want to talk about Jennifer's comment here. She says she's a Gemini, and that decision about her being a teacher and having to go back to work despite the concerns and the remote learning. Yeah, that has been heartachy. I've seen a lot of teachers in my feeds going through that. My heart goes out to you. As a parent, it's been frustrating. What are we doing? What aren't we doing? All right, clearing for Cancer. Like half the deck fell out. I'm not considering that a jumper. Okay. Hi, Renee. Welcome live. We're on Cancer right now. Good to see you. Okay. All right, Cancer, there's just a lot of people. I was trying to get something different, but there's lots of people in this spread here. So the first one starts out with the sun. So this is about shining your unique ray of light. This isn't about performing necessarily, but you might feel like it's your time to be in the limelight, it's your time to be on stage, it's your time to illuminate, right? And we also have this High Priestess down here, which means that you've got to spend the proper alone time filling your cup with the divine within. This means going to the woods alone. This means your relaxation time is not like in the bath scrolling on your phone. It's like no phone, no TV, no checking out with devices or electronics. It's like a true reset in nature, and maybe getting a little bit of sun, being careful with that, right? But maybe getting a little bit of vitamin D, getting your feet in the soil, doing something really earthy for yourself this weekend, Cancer. Sitting, meditating with the trees, watching the inhale and the exhale, picturing yourself with this white liquid light shining all through you. Those are the messages of the sun and the High Priestess. You know, you're reclaiming your inner divinity in a lot of ways. And then you've got all these people, all of them involved. So we've got 2 pages, a knight and a queen of coins here. It's like the queen of, it's like you're the most responsible person in the 4 people that are showing up for you, yourself included. So it's you and 3 other people. Maybe it's you and your family. Maybe it's you and your tribe. Maybe it's you and your family of origin. I don't know, but within your group, you're coming across as the most responsible, and that can carry a lot of weight. People might need your attention, your physical attention, your emotional attention, your help with their own life, but that can be a drain for you. You know, and I think that's why you're getting the message to fill your own cup. You know, help them, like teach a man to fish. Don't give him the fish, right? And then we've got, let's see, who's after Cancer? Leo. Let's clear for Leo. Clearing the deck for Leo. If you guys are taking my psychic development classes, I'm really excited for this one on Wednesday. We've got a great little group that's formed. A lot of you guys are in here, and we've been practicing in the Wise Skies Metaphysical group. It's a group on Facebook, so it's free to practice with us. Anytime. I've been posting different exercises you can do with us on your own, whatever. And then if you want to come to class, it's $20, and I'll be happy to post that as well. Clearing for Leo. Okay, Leo, you know, you have a lot of fire in your chart already. All right, you've got this 10 of coins. You've been very enterprising. You've been the top at your game for whatever you're doing. You've been like at the top of it, and yet somehow it's like maybe the finances are dwindling a little bit, and maybe you're feeling somewhat insecure around what you're doing, and that's a hard thing for Leo to say. So if you're feeling vulnerable about that, you know, just reconnect to your fire and give it a rest. You know, those are 2 different messages. So it's like, in order to reconnect to your fire, you're going to have a little bit of downtime too. So your great project can work out. It looks like there's you've got somebody draining you. It might be like your love life is throwing you off course. It could be that your refrigerator isn't organized properly. It could be that the right color swatch didn't come in. And it could be that you're trying to make a cake and you don't know how to do it gluten-free. Like something is just not quite working out, and it feels like it's detracting or draining you or throwing you off. In order to get where you want to go, downtime is not wasted time, okay? So give it a rest and let that magical third option have time to conjure and develop for you. Don't just make it happen. You know, Leos, you are a fixed sign. You can make it happen just like anybody. I mean, just with the best of us, with Scorpios, with Aquarius, right? Leaving one out. Taurus. So I would say just to use your power, to empower yourself the most. I would say just pause and rest and become the magical observer and see what happens without your forcing it. Okay. All right. Danielle says her Leo needs to give a lot of things a rest. Yeah, sometimes they do. Sometimes it's hard. Us fixed signs want what we want when we want it, which is now or yesterday, right? We're clear. And we're angry when it doesn't go our way. So we have a lot of lessons to learn. And one of those is rest. One of those is the pause and the pivot. All right, we're clearing for, we just did Leo. Let's clear for Libra. Clearing the deck for Libra. What do our Libras need to hear? Okay, clearing for Libra. Okay, so this is similar to your reading last week, Libra. There's some heartache going on, okay? We don't know in what area necessarily for you, but you do. You know where there's been either you're missing somebody you haven't been connected to in a long time. Maybe there's some regret or desire that's unfulfilled, or feeling of betrayal. Like, this card is heavy, I'm going through those different scenarios not to portend your future, right? Just to give you something to hook in and relate to and be like, oh, you know what? I do have a little bit of sadness about that thing. Okay. And yet still you yearn, and you're just kind of wondering what would have happened if I had chosen path A instead of path B. And so you're kind of sitting with it a little bit. You're sitting with this decision, and it just feels kind of stagnant. It feels like you maybe are beating yourself up a little bit that you've been foolish to have chosen love. Okay. And so, or it feels like you've been foolish and you can choose love going forward. You have definitely, this is when you're a prisoner of your own making. You've actually been a prisoner of somebody else's making. So maybe you've been a prisoner of what you thought the other person wanted from you. That's very common for a Libra to be in people-pleasing types of relationships, because they're such great givers, they're such great partners. It's easy to be taken advantage of, unfortunately. So instead, we're going to focus on the fact that you are entitled to the whole world. You're entitled to be loved, to receive the right kind of partnership that doesn't take away from you, that doesn't make you feel trapped or imprisoned, or that you're not living somebody else's dream based on your own decisions, right? It's not like anybody can make you do anything. It just can feel like that sometimes. So this is like a big breakthrough, breaking free from a lot of heartache that has been stagnant for a long time for you guys. So Libra's out there, we're watching out for you. I forgot Virgos. Thank you, Shelton. I knew something felt off. Thank you, Yasmin. I'm so sorry, Diane. Backing up, Virgo train. All right, clearing for Virgos. Something special. Sorry. Apologize. Clearing for Virgos. What should our Virgos need to hear this weekend that would help? Sean says these reads are so fluid. Thank you. Virgo. Okay. Virgo, you too have a lot of people up in your spread here. We've got a Page of Wands. This is a message about being in action, about going forward, about feet on the gravel, boots on the pavement. It's like time to go. It's go time. In some capacity, we've got this Ace of Cups, which means new love coming in. It means something that you're passionate about. It's like get active, get in action about something that you really, really do enjoy doing. So you're not having to do the discipline and the duties and the diligence of daily life. This is about jumping into something more creative that just taps into that like left brain. I always get those confused. The creative center. Okay, so Virgo, we're going to ask you to be more creative than you've ever been. We've also got this Queen of Cups here, so it may not feel super comfortable at first, but tapping into your creative center for the sake of creativity. Sometimes you might not want to do a painting because you're not going to sell it and there's not a reason or a cause or a purpose. The cause is that you're opening up that creative side of your mind. You're really good at the linear side, and now we're going to explore the more creative side for you. So I would say buy yourself some new markers, get some yarn, and go outside and play with the rocks. Like, do something very creative that just kind of puts you in a different mental state. Okay, another way you could do this is to access your like the delta brainwave states through there's just a ton on YouTube, or Insight Timer is the one that I like to listen to. But basically, you're going to kind of trick your brain into a more creative state to access some more psychic information, some emotional intelligence that's kind of latent there for you. You could even be accessing it in your sleep. So paying attention to dreams, as well as processing through art and creativity. Yay, I am forgiven. Thank you. All right. So let's move into Scorpio. Do we agree? We did Libra, Virgo, now we're on Scorpio. Clearing for Scorps, like myself. Clearing for Scorpio. Okay. I keep going because there's so many people. Like, I just want something else. Marissa says, as a Virgo, this completely resonates. Thank you. Thank you, Marissa. Trisha, appreciate it. Love you guys. Okay, so for Scorpios, we also get a Page of Wands. Just go, just move, do something. And I have been, okay, personally. And then we get this Five of Cups. It's like, no matter where you go, there you are, right? So wherever you're going and doing, you're still you. And so you're still having to deal with the stuff on the inner levels. And, you know, for the inner levels that this spread wants to indicate, we're talking about Temperance reversed and the Lovers reversed. Okay, and so in some ways you have been overdoing it to the extreme. In some ways, the relationship stuff isn't working out as you had hoped. And then yet, here we've got this Ace of Cups, which is new love coming in, you know, and we also got this Queen of Cups both for Virgos and for Scorpios, right? So this is also about the creative process. And the creative process isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The creative process morphs and blends and changes and is adaptable and is a different frequency than you may have been operating in, okay? You are called on your deep inner strength. You're called for poise. You're called for compassion. You're called to center yourself so that you don't have a crazy reaction, that you can just kind of be like floating all the time, so that you're not like, when the waves come, can you go with the waves instead of get hit in the salt water and get stiff and stagger against it? You just want to find a way to go with this flow of life. Six of Wands means something is moving forward. You're doing it. You're saying yes, it's happening. So don't freak out about the stuff that didn't work out. It's just going to anchor you and pull you back into that deeper and deeper water. Just go forward with what is working for you, Scorpio. Okay, let's clear for Sagittarius. Clearing for Sagittarius. All right, thanks for your messages. If you're watching on YouTube, hi. We love the replay watchers, thank you. If you guys need the full horoscope forecast, it's at wiseskiesadvice.com. If you listen to the podcast, if you could rate, review it, give it 5 stars, it really helps the rankings. All right, clearing for, hi Ty. Camden, yes, on point for Scorpio is hard to hear out loud, right? I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it for myself. Clearing for Sag, what do our Sagittarius friends need to hear? Something that would be good for them, help them on their weekend journeys. Clearing for Sag. Okay. All right. Okay, Sag. So we're having a change of perspective here with the Sagittarius. Changing your mind about something. You know, you thought it was one way and it's not, and you are adaptable, you are mutable, you are going with the flow. But you have this like new perspective that's coming to you, and it could be a little bit harsh. You might not want to hear it. You know, it might involve you having some humility. It might involve you being wrong in a way. It might involve you looking at yourself a little bit more harshly than you have before, right? This Queen of Swords is harsh. This Fool upside down means like you might be being hard on yourself, and sometimes that's okay. You know, sometimes it's like, don't be so hard on yourself. And then other times it's like, let's be honest here, you know, so let's take that into consideration. Also for Sagittarius, we've got this message of love and renewed love coming in. So to the extent that you're willing to be honest about yourself and your own actions, to the extent that you have this great renewal of love coming to you, I see that you are being more and more self-sufficient. This Nine of Coins loves that. This Page of Coins loves that. When you're doing things to stand on your own 2 feet, to be self-sufficient, to work towards this Queen of Coins, it's like money is important, but there's this other aspect of relationship that has just been like really tumultuous for you. This Devil card reversed, it's like it's just really been bothering you, and so it's like, why can't they all go well at the same time? Why does it have to be like one or the other? And so that's where this this opportunity to do some self-reflection, some introspection, to realize that you are the common denominator in both love and money, to see maybe where there's some similarities in patterns there, that would be really beneficial for you this weekend. Okay. Dawn says they both resonate for her. Thank you. Danielle says thanks, I think. Right? Sorry. Rena says thank you. Appreciate you watching. Rissa noticed the orange butterfly. Yeah. So there is deep transformation on that Queen of Swords card, right? She tells it like it is. She's very honest. She's a total truth bomb. And usually change comes from that. You're welcome, Jenny. And Renee says, as an outnumbered Scorpio, an entire family of Virgos, yes to all. Thanks for kicking off the weekend. You're so welcome. Love you. What's after Sag? 9, 10. Capricorn? Let's do Caps. Let's see what the weekend advice is for the Capricorns. Let's see what would be helpful for them. Guys, I'm doing a new 12 houses spread too. That's super fun. So I think some of you that are interested in this Free Tarot Friday will love the 12 houses spread. I have a 7 chakras spread that I'm doing now, and they're on sale for just $25 for the month of July. They're short recordings I do on my own. You send me your questions, I do the spread and email you an MP3. And they're usually about 20-30 minutes depending on the information, but they're a fun way to get an extra layer of info, right? Gloriana, yeah, Sag gives you a lot to think about for sure, huh? Does, and that's good. Let's see. Caps. Okay. All right, Caps. Looks like you might have also been questioning yourself, and you've got a new perspective on the way here. So we've got this Devil reversed, the Fool reversed, and it's kind of like you're tired of hearing what everybody else has to say or think about your own situation. And so you're ready to kind of put down what it is that everybody's telling you, society's telling you, even your old beliefs and thought patterns are forming for you. And then, you know, you're having this new perspective here. So it's like Capricorn, you're having a hard time letting go of the ideals, and you are ready to shift into something much, much greater with a new perspective, with a renewed position. And so to get that renewed perspective, you can't just get somewhere with the same line of thoughts that you've been thinking, or this, like, you have to get out of that. So giving yourself a higher perspective, a different vantage point, a different view. Go hiking on a mountain and look at the valley on this side, and then go hike up the other side and look at it on this side. You know, get a different perspective. That might be as simple as writing it on paper, getting it out of your head and writing it on paper. It just feels like you've been a victim of your own making in a way, where it looks like it's a really external thing, but it's actually an internal thing going on, and you're just on the verge of a breakthrough. This is a victory. This is a win. And so if it feels a little bit uncomfortable to have some kind of breakdown moment, to realize like that you are the frequency that's attracting all of the same mojo, then that's okay. That we want that, you know, we want you to have that breakthrough, that different perspective, and that victory. So we're looking for that. Okay, so we are clearing for after, what's after Capricorn? Let's see, no. Oh my gosh, I'm so backwards today. 11, Aquarius. All right, so we are clearing for Aquarius. We're doing the Aquarius readings. Clearing for Aquarius. Pet parade behind me. What a word? Kristen Capson says that's freakishly accurate. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Spirit. Laura has some personal questions. So this is just for broad readings for the zodiac signs, Aries through Pisces. And if you want to get more personalized, I do invite you to have a reading with me. I would love to offer some insight into anybody's more personalized situations. And sometimes we do personalized readings in the metaphysical group. So if you want to join over there and not abuse it, right? But if you want to ask a personal question over there, you'll get a lot of psychics and trainings that want to help answer you. And I moderate that to make sure that the answers are good. We have a lot of well-intentioned people, and it's a fun place to interact. All right. We got Aquarius. Yay, Aquarius. Finally, something that's not so deep and blah, dark. We've got the Page of Cups, right? This is a message about your emotional state, your what is filling your cup, you know? You've got this Two of Wands where you have, twos are about decisions, right? And wands are about being in action. And so when we've got a Two of Wands, it's like you've got a couple of things out there on the horizon and you're just curious about them. You've got the world in your hands and still you yearn. You know, this isn't a bad thing. This is like, thank God you have some optimism and some choices. There's so many people in our world that don't. You know, there's so many people that don't. My friends across the seas in India, we're going to be doing some readings for them to benefit them and their communities because they don't have this kind of choices available. Right? There's some really hard things going on in the world. But for you, Aquarius, right now, this looks like let's stay positive. Let's stay in action. If you've got a decision to make, say yes to both things right now. You've got an abundance of love coming in. This is the Happy Family card. This is prosperity and fulfillment and happiness, right? And yet still there's this little Aquarius back there that's kind of bored, that kind of wonders what else it could be like. You know, everything's going well for you, Aquarius, and you're still wondering, okay? That is your nature, so accept it, you know? It's okay to wonder. It's okay to be curious. Maybe it's not so brilliant to act on those curiosities all the time. In fact, it's probably quite foolish if you do, because you do have so many wonderful things going on for you, right? So stay in your mat, stay in your lane, stay in your hula hoop, right? You're welcome, Kristen and Tracy. Okay, awesome. Let's do Pisces. Do we have any Pisces hanging in there? People watching for Pisces? All right, let's clear for Pisces. Clearing for Pisces. What do our Pisces need to hear for the weekend? Okay. The Hierophant. All right. What are you committed to, Pisces? Okay, got it. All right, let's have a sense of humor about this because this one looks kind of heavy. So, it's like, what are you committed to? I asked. This is usually a card of marriage, of commitment to. I mean, so many things. Your spiritual path, your devotional path, your lover, your beloved, possibly even your job. What are you committed to? You've started this new work project. Yet, there's a heartache card, the death reversed, and the Knight of Cups reversed. So it's like somebody is just, there's some like harshness going on. It may be related to your job, but I think it's two different things. I think that you've started this new work project and that you can't give it your full focus because this love situation over here is quite draining. That can look in a lot of different ways. You know, it's easy and shallow might not be the best word. It's like superficial or surface to say, maybe you've gone through a really hard breakup, right? And that might be true for a lot of people, but how else might that look, right? Like a way of life might have ended. You might be moving, you might have from a place that you really loved or that you thought was going to work out and didn't. There might be a heartache around seeing somebody for who they really are. You know, there's this like truth seeker happening over here with this Page of Swords. And so that might be somewhat disappointing, and it might encourage you to have to change the way that you interact with people, and that can be quite frustrating. And so you feel like just running off and being alone, Hermit reversed, but you can't. It's like you need that alone time and you're around all these people, and that's very, very frustrating. And so part of you wants to become the judge and the jury. Part of you wants to right all the wrongs and let everybody know how they can live their life differently. That's the Justice card coming in. You don't actually have to do that. All you have to do is stay on your own ship and sail your own boat. And that can be very hard to do when you've got some grief. So it's not like you haven't missed the boat with this financial opportunity, with your career, with your work, with your purpose, right? With what grounds you. You haven't missed the boat there. It's just that something has kind of taken up a lot of space in your mind and in your heart that is I don't want to say blocking you, but kind of, you know, it's like it's just taking up a lot of space, and maybe it's just going to take the time it takes, you know. And sometimes we have to rest. We have to have that downtime. But keep asking yourself, what am I committed to? What am I really committed to here? And then let your daily actions reflect that. Camden says, lots of Fools reversed today. Sounds like an album. Okay, cool. So I'm going to shuffle and get one overall spread for all of us watching, those that hung in there. Susan, yay, Sagittarius, resonated. Bless you on your self-discovery path. Okay, clearing. Page of Cups is what we get. We get the Page of Cups, everybody, for the weekend. All right. Wheel of Fortune, take a risk. All right. I love that card. This is take a risk on love. Take a chance. Do it because you want to. Okay. This is great for me because I like to work on the weekends. I like to get a lot done. I like to plan out my newsletters. I like to record my podcasts. I like to get all my client work lined up. I like to clean house. I like to organize. I like to go for a hike. I like to get some yoga in. I like to, you know what I mean? Like I am one of those energies on the weekend. And so this is like take a chance and do something a little bit different. You know, what if I just read a book all weekend? Like all weekend. Like what if Saturday and Sunday? You know, usually I start thinking about the weekend and it's like, okay, project time, like maximum amount of things we can do in a weekend, and it drives everybody in my life nuts. But I know that about me, so I just kind of give myself little self-directed projects and tasks. But what if I did it differently? You know, what if you do your weekend differently? What if you say yes to, what if you thought you were going to be spending the whole weekend in the country and now you have an opportunity to go to the city? Like what if you were planning on binging on Netflix all weekend and instead you're going to work a little bit? You know, like whatever you normally do, it's like kind of take a chance on the opposite thing. See what happens. Shake it up. Change the frequency. That's the gift of those cards. So guys, thank you for watching. I love you so much. It makes me feel good when you comment. This is my act of service that I donate every week. If you're able to contribute, then I appreciate the tips in the virtual tip jar, either at Venmo or PayPal. They mean a lot to me. They really do help. And if you're not able to contribute in that way, just pay it forward out there. If everybody out there paid it forward, man, what a different day this whole community would have, guys. So thank you, and until next week. All right, namaste.